I am pleased now to cede the floor to the distinguished permanent representative of Antigua and Barbuda, Sir Ronald Sanders, Ambassador, who will present this draft resolution. Ambassador Sanders, you have the floor, sir.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. May I first congratulate you, Chair, on your assumption of the presidency of this Permanent Council. My delegation is conscious that as you take on the responsibilities of the presidency, your country is suffering from the battering of Hurricane Beryl, which must be causing you personally considerable distress. This gives me and my delegation even greater reason, Mr. Chairman, to pledge to you our strong support and steadfast cooperation throughout your presidency. Mr. Chairman, distinguished members of the Permanent Council, we gather here today in a special session because the circumstances are special. Right now, families are mourning the untimely and unexpected deaths of their relatives, both in the Caribbean and in Texas. Such is the nature of hurricanes. They are cruel in their intensity and brutal in their strength, sparing no one based on nationality, color, religion, or age. This particular hurricane is a harbinger of a horrible year ahead for the Caribbean and other countries. Hurricane Beryl, as a Category 4 to 5 hurricane, is the strongest hurricane on record to hit the Caribbean basin so early in the Atlantic hurricane season. And the forecast, unfortunately, is for many others behind it right up until November. The devastation wrought by such hurricanes is indiscriminate. We remember the harrowing story from 2017 when Hurricane Irma decimated Barbuda, wrenching a baby from its mother's arms in the dead of night and amid fierce and lethal winds. That baby was found the next day, battered and lifeless, leaving its mother grief-stricken and traumatized. Today in the Caribbean islands, ravaged by Hurricane Beryl, countless individuals have lost everything. They have lost their homes, they have lost their jobs, they have lost their livelihoods. Indeed, their entire existence is overturned. In their displacement, people are living in conditions akin to war zones. Children have no schools to attend, and adults face little prospect of finding a job or the means to earn a living. In the small islands of the Caribbean, unlike larger countries, the impact of a hurricane of Beryl's magnitude is all-encompassing. Nothing escapes. Everything is affected. For several days after Hurricane Beryl swept through the Caribbean, 2 ambassadors, colleagues of ours in this room, endured high anxiety, worrying about close relatives who were unaccounted for, leaving them to fear the worst. The people of the Caribbean expect their ambassadors to this Organization of American States to act swiftly on their behalf. There could be no delay. No delay to rally this esteemed organization and its member governments to voice their support. Their circumstances are both special and dire. They look to us to alleviate their suffering in any way we can and to restore some level of hope. The members of CARICOM and the co-sponsors of this resolution felt compelled to act quickly. We are deeply thankful to all delegations that responded so promptly with refinements to the resolution that strengthened the original presentation. We equally appreciate those delegations that as late as 9 o'clock last night sent their suggestions. While time constraints did not permit consideration of these late submissions, we are immensely grateful for the solidarity and effort displayed by all, and we thank you for the positive message that you are sending to those suffering souls in our countries. The way in which this resolution was approached should not be regarded as a precedent for dealing with other resolutions in this Council. This resolution was driven by the urgency of the circumstances and the absolutely moral imperative to act. This resolution before us may not be perfect, and it may not satisfy everyone wholly. But I hope we can all agree that we must not sacrifice the good for the perfect. Our aim with this resolution is to do good for those suffering from the impact of Hurricane Beryl, and to demonstrate that this Organization of American States cares about their plight and can be depended on to act in their interest.